Welcome to the office of Prophet. This is Prophet in Messiah coming to the light again. And today I'll be speaking all about the social etiquette. If we talk of the Christian history, you can see the different people having the kind of spiritual meekness, and we have seen so many leaders in the Christian faith worked hard for kingdom glory. We see the social etiquette and we see the practices and social norms and values. Regarding to the values of society, they were treating the people in terms of their cultural boundaries. If we see in the Old Testament, we definitely go on the Abraham's behaviors towards the stranger. So how they would treat to the guest, how they would welcome to the guest, and those things and that things has been written in the Old Testament. And in the New Testament, Jesus is one more example to justify the kingdom culture, to show social etiquette. Social etiquette is the behaviors that Christian does for other people. If we talk about Jesus Christ, he taught us all about the spiritual meekness that shows the spirit of tolerance, that shows the spirit of respect towards others' desire. Jesus said to us, whatever other people want us to do, let the things be done. That means we don't need to be submitted for always, dedicating our life towards the goal of other people's. So what people expect, what another person expects around us, we need to behave like that. That shows the importance, that shows the necessities, that's the extreme rule for the kingdom of God. As a kingdom children, as the citizen of heaven, we need to much more equitable and much more equitable to others. What is equity then? That's the partiality, that's the respect, and that's the position granted, though there is this, that's the interference in the competitions. There are two things in the social term, equality and equity. So if we talk about democratic norms and values, we talk of the cultural pluralism and topmost competitions where they go with the majority, these things are accepted. When Jesus saw these things and Jesus reformed in the new way, he was much more concerned about equity more than equality. So what is equity then? Equity is the discriminations for the equality. Equity is discrimination for the equality. What we need to do, though somebody is not much perfect in the comparison of ourselves, we need to show greater love and respect for them. So that's how the kingdom children treat other people. So this is the social etiquette, this is the kingdom cultures, how we behave to the others. So if we talk about the norms and values, we need to go with extreme norms and values, how people treat us. We never supposed to do that, but we need to do by thinking this is the kingdom of God, by thinking we are the highly anointed one, by thinking we are to rule over the world. So if we see the book of Matthew chapter 5, we do have different meanings in terms of meekness, mercy, and the righteousness. So how people of righteousness live, how the cleanliness of heart should be maintained. These things and that things all come into the New Testament. This is the covenant made by Jesus to the people. This is the covenant made by Jesus to his people and his disciples. As a children of God, we need to be much more equitable rather than focusing on equality. If we see in the disciplined manner in the student's life, we do have certain norms and values to be practiced. They are not supposed to violate any rule and regulations, though there is the problem around them. The possibilities of bringing together is bringing uniformities in terms of their wearing items. They are supposed to go on the same dress code. So there won't be any inferior and superior in terms of seeing. So that shows the equality for avoiding discriminations in the midst of students. So likewise, Jesus answered the people around him, though there is this diversity, though there is the differences, Jesus said, do not discriminate the poorest one. You see, the peoples, those who have high positions, higher ability, and higher financial dominion, they are respected in the society. But Jesus says they need to respect in equal way. So, in other words, not only the equality, he wants to show extra love and care for the needy one. So, if we talk of the offering offered by the people, he did not put interest on the offering of the rich one. Rather, he just noticed about the minor offering offered by the widow. The offering of the widow was much more important for Jesus, for the kingdom. For she celebrated God with her 100% of property. So she had the small penny, she had the small coin, she offered a whole amount for the kingdom of God. So this shows the social equitable behaviors. It means they are addressing the children of God in the churches as a prophet, as a pastor and shepherd. Is our duty towards the inferior one, towards the minor one, towards the marginalized one. Today, the Christian peoples has Christian culture to promote and protect the rights of the needy, marginalized group. So they focus on the indigenous, they focus on the minor one, rather than going competitions over the holistic populations. This means that care for the younger, care for the needy one shows their greater level of love and respect for the needy one. This is the good. So men who have nothing to eat will have no choice to go church. Rather, they will be going to the earning at the first. So they are supposed to support by the children, other children of God in the church and family. This is social equity. That's the respect. That's the respect. That's the kind of practice that's showing the respectful behaviors and manner towards the needy one. How we treat with the peoples hovers walking by the road. So, do we have story about the Good Samaritan? What does the story of Good Samaritan shows us? That is means to help for the needy, help for the foreigner, help for the stranger. This is how we treat other peoples. Regarding to the norms and values, we are supposed to be righteous rather than going on vulgar and the aggressive. We need to show our meekness rather than aggressions. Though there is varieties and differences in terms of human nature. So we did study all about girls and women do have kind of hormone that produces the emotions of dedication, whereas men show the aggressions and violence. So this is the ordinary thought and feelings and emotions comes into the human life. So if we talk about biblical perspective, we are not supposed to vulgar, and we are not supposed to be arrogant like it is the ordinary people does, and we are not supposed to be much more dedicated and the much more soft-hearted people like the women have some sort of hormone that produces kind of dedication, kind of the beautiness. And then so we are somebody special, so we are not supposed to make up. We are not supposed to use extraordinary things. We are not supposed to use any kinds of cosmetic goods for beautifying our body. Rather, we are supposed to use the veil. We are supposed to use the mantle in order to protect our beautiness. So the beautiness that drives somebody into wrong route, that bring temptation, because it is lustful in seeing others' face. If we are the children of God, we are not supposed to see other girls and appreciate in the wrong manner. So in order to avoid these things, this shows the equity. So children of God, whoever are female, they are supposed to cover them hate, cover their hate. They need to cover their hate, since the lust of beauty, that is to bring something distractions in the attraction, that is to bring the righteousness rather than the ungodly feelings, that is to show the social respect and values rather than the erotic sense. And these things and those things are social etiquette, and we are supposed to be well-mannered, well-disciplined, and the extraordinary children. So we are not ordinary children, rather we are extraordinary, since we perform the certain circumstances which is unique in the midst of people. So we are different, since we are the children of God. We are supposed to go with the innovative way that never ever other people went through. And this is how the kingdom of God moves around the world. God bless you all.